Question: is Nigeria the only country selling price cheaper than her neighbors? Because right now, a lot of the justification that the propagandists of fuel subsidy removal are pushing, a lot of those justification is that Nigeria fuel or the price of Nigerian fuel is cheaper than that of our neighbor and those of our fellow countries in West Africa, and that because of that, fuel is being smuggled out. Now, I'm asking the question, is Nigeria the only country that has cheaper fuel than has her neighbors? The answer is no. Venezuela sells price cheaper than her neighbors. Iran sells fuel cheaper than her neighbors. Even Libya sells fuel cheaper than her neighbors. And this country are not complaining of smuggling their petrol out to neighboring country. What we should be focused on rather is this. These neighboring countries that you claim are selling price higher for their citizens. What is their unemployment rate? What is their social welfare plan? What is the cost of living? What is their minimum wage? These countries have minimum wage that are way higher than that of Nigeria. These countries have infrastructure in place. These countries can boast of 24/7 power supply. These countries boast of lesser unemployment rate than Nigeria. So if their minimum wage is higher, they have lesser unemployment rate, which means more of their people are earning money. Why would you compare Nigeria to them, where the minimum wage cannot even take care of feeding alone? Minimum wage is 30,000. Bag of rice is 40,000, 45,000, which means that a family of 4 cannot survive on 30,000 naira alone. Even if they don't have a car, like you people are claiming, they don't have car, 90% do not have car. Even if they don't have car, they will need to transport. And the shortest distance that you can have now, you're talking about 500 naira, you're talking about 1,000, which means if they go to 2 or 3 places in one day, they are paying 1,500 naira, which is already 45,000 naira for transportation, even if they don't have car. And that 45,000 naira is already above minimum wage for transportation alone. So think about this when you people make this argument that, oh, we will do palliative, the price of fuel is cheaper in Nigeria. It is all wrong. What you should be looking at is this: how many people have jobs? How many people earn money that can afford it? How much electricity per day do we have? Do we have 24/7 constant, steady, reliable power supply? We do not. What is the cost of living? Those are the things that you as leaders should be looking at. Those are the things that you should be looking at, and not coming to tell us that the price of fuel is cheaper in Nigeria than in Ghana. It's cheaper in Nigeria than in America. In America, they do social welfare, social security. They give money to people who are unemployed. They do that in Saudi Arabia. They do that in Libya. They do that in Kuwait. They do that in all of these countries. So when you're comparing Nigerians to them, you should also compare Nigeria in terms of what they do for their unemployed. The number of which is really, really small compared to those who have jobs and earning good money. And in addition to that, they have steady infrastructure, good infrastructure, steady power supply, good healthcare system, good educational system, which are the things that people spend money on. Food is not so expensive. Food is available, readily available at affordable prices. We don't have all of those in Nigeria. So there can be no justification for increase in the pump price of fuel, because that affects everything. And of course, we can never hide behind fuel subsidy removal to increase the pump price of fuel, because there is no subsidy in the first place. There is no subsidy in the first place. I beg you leaders, if you want to really help Nigeria, what you should do is ask questions about direct sale, direct purchase of the NNPC. Ask questions. They say they paid 4.4 trillion on subsidy in 2022. Almost 3 trillion on subsidy in the half year of 2023. Where did that money go? Considering the fact that the NNPC Group CEO came on national TV to say that NNPC was not paid any subsidy money. Meanwhile, back then, the Minister of Finance and even the same NNPC claimed that they even had to borrow to pay the interest on the loan they used to pay for fuel subsidy after exhausting almost 100% of Nigeria's revenue on paying fuel subsidy. Where did the money go? If really there's a fuel subsidy, it is further proof that there is no such thing as fuel subsidy. And of course, I did a video explaining all of that, particularly unraveling the DSDP arrangement of the NNPC, which proves beyond reasonable doubt that there is no such thing as fuel subsidy. no such thing as fuel subsidy. So what they should be looking at, if really Tinubu, the APC, the NNPC are interested in rescuing Nigeria like they claim, they are interested in fixing and revolutionizing Nigeria like they claim, if they are interested, what they should be looking at is exposing the fraud called subsidy, exposing the criminals behind it, exposing those who received the payments that Buhari said he paid, and then now NNPC is saying they did not receive. So where did the money go? When you expose those people and retrieve that money, you will get trillions, minimum 10 trillion naira, to do whatever developmental projects that you need to do as a new administration. So this is the way you should go, not pushing Nigerians into untold sufferings, when we know that it is to benefit the World Bank and the IMF, who have been pushing for two things, pushing for even three things: privatization, subsidy removal, and naira devaluation. And you are giving them all of these things a la carte. You are serving this to them on a platter of gold at the expense of Nigerians. At the expense of Nigerians. If you really want to help Nigeria, expose the fraud behind the subsidy and retrieve the monies that have been claimed to be paid to these people as subsidies, and then you have money to do whatever infrastructure you need. Don't punish Nigerians by increasing the pump price of fuel in the name of subsidy removal that does not exist. Do not punish Nigerians. Do not. And Nigerians, the ball is in your court. You cannot sit down. It's because we allow this nonsense. That's why they think they can just come speak English for us, and then we'll keep quiet and go. There is no fuel subsidy. Yes, they may have bought over the media, because even the media, they are talking like people who are not intelligent. They're not asking the right question. It was the same media that reported in 2022 when the federal government came through the Minister of Finance to say that, oh, they are borrowing money to pay even the interest on the loan that they are using to pay subsidy. It was the same media that reported in 2022 that 100% of Nigeria's revenue were being used to service fuel subsidy. It was the same media. Now the media is not asking any question. When the group CEO of NNPC came on national TV to say that they did not receive any fuel subsidy. Meanwhile, many infrastructure projects could not be executed back then because they claimed they were spending this money on subsidy. So where did the money go? Why is the media not asking this question? Why is the media not educating Nigerians on direct sale, direct purchase, which proves beyond reasonable doubt that there's no such thing as fuel subsidy? Why are they not doing this? Why are they not asking questions about our refinery? Definitive questions. Over 4.5 billion naira has been spent on turnaround maintenance on the refinery, and we are not seeing anything over the past 8 years, and we're not asking any question. Companies were given the contract, they did not execute it. Is it that the companies were incompetent? Is it that the companies cannot do the job? And why were they paid if they could not do the job? Where is the money if the job is not done? Media is not asking this question. These so-called oil and gas experts are not asking this question, and then the government is not even asking this question. And then all they do is hide behind, oh, there's subsidy, which there is none. And then we need to remove the first subsidy. And for that to happen, we need to increase the pump price of fuel. It's all a lie. Their interest is to increase the pump price of fuel. Their interest is to devalue the naira to 750 naira and back. Their interest is to privatize and sell Nigerians to Nigeria's enemy. Sell Nigeria to Nigeria's enemy. Sell Nigeria to IMF and World Bank and the Western powers and the Eastern powers to use as their resource generation pool. That's all. That is all they are doing. And unfortunately, people like Dangote Refineries are helping them against Nigerians. If Tinubu wants to help Nigeria, he should expose the criminals behind this so-called fuel subsidy that does not exist and retrieve those money, and then he can have money to do whatever project that he wants to do. That's what he needs to do. And Nigerians must wake up. Nigerians, we must wake up. Enough of all these let's watch movie to forget our sorrow. Oh, let's watch football. Football helps us forget our sorrow. Oh, my friend, you don't need to forget your sorrow. What you need to do is fix the problem that is causing you sorrow. That's what we need to do. So let's stop all these distractions they are pushing our way and focus on this subsidy matter. Join in this action. Click the link in the description. Let's save Nigeria, please. Let's stop making it look like there are no intelligent people in this country. There are. And those intelligent people must wake up and rise up and speak up for the sake of Nigeria. I beg you.